Hello, Lightworking team. It's Lightworker Eclipse here, inviting you to subscribe, join my Patreon page, to like my new Facebook page as well. I'm hoping to turn some of my content into a podcast soon. Once again, I got some nice binaural beats in the background. I always suggest to have that in the background to keep yourself productive and recharged during the nighttime, whatever you got to do. I'm very thankful to share with you all today some new revelations, how I've been getting on in the new year, 2020. And I think it's important to understand the human aspects, and that's how we're going to be able to transmute altogether some of this dense energy. So I was in reflection towards the feelings of resentment. I was aware of these feelings, I was aware of the density of them, but I didn't know how to transmute. And then I started reflecting on some of the past revelations and realizations of our oneness and our unity. And if we are all one in co-creation and all happening at once, then this resentment feeling must have an out, because it would be a resentment for oneself and for the all, so it must be transmutable. And so I started thinking about that oneness, and the word clone came to me, and it's been one that has helped me recently in getting rid of feelings of resentment. So to understand the concept of cloning, we are to be thinking of co-creation and cohabitation and existing in the all in the moment at once. So those are base philosophies, but we are now thinking about how we are one's mirrors, and now this is about how we are one's clones. So if there is someone, let's go to an extreme, I resent this bad person. Well, that means you resent any sort of bad in you. So what you need to do is see that you're in a shared reality. Maybe you're they're in the Middle East and you're here in North America, but you have a shared reality of the now. So you have to wish upon them the love, the forgiveness, the compassion, for them to get through their density the way you already have. It's just a part of them as it was a part of you. They are a clone. We are clones of one another. We are clones of the all. Clones of God. Clones of universe. Whatever you want to say. Recently read a theory of there being gods for each galaxy. And it got me thinking about, gods of the galaxy would report to a god of all. So it would be like this platform where each god of each galaxy hooks onto. Recharge. And so that big source has copies of these gods in galaxies, which has copies of everything in the all in our existence. And then it trickles down to we were copies of this, copies of that, learned from this, copies of that. I'm a copy of an apple if I'm eating an apple. Copies and clones. Copies and clones. So release the resentment, because that is how you're going to get to the feeling that you're in oneness with everything and everyone, despite the differences, despite the frequency variations. So please practice this. Practice the love, practice the forgiveness, practice the compassion. And if you see yourself confronted with a situation where you're feeling resentment, and that was the thing too about this reflection on resentment, it was because you feel so damn right. There's nothing more logical than that. But then we have to get out of the universe of the rational, which is just so bogus once we realize all this wacko. You live your life absolutely in your love, but the world around Do not expect it to be anything else other than the unpredictable. So, we have to work with one another to understand the sharing concept. We have to work with one another to share the density and the love. So, if you're being confronted, you have this feeling of resentment, you think you're right, you have enough ego work done to know that it's not even your ego necessarily, it's just like simple laws of wishing it to be so compassionate or wishing it to be so similar to how you live your life. Just recognize the mirror, recognize the clone, and then ask, what can you do to transmute this within you and within the other person? And it'll be so freeing. It'll be so freeing. Honestly. It is so freeing. Shout out to Australia, right? I got a boomerang there from Australia. Shout out. Much love. Much love and healing vibrations. We've all been working hard in that matrix, so thank you, and the healing moves on. Healing moves on. Thank you, everybody. Recognize the clones. Recognize that you're the clones of your parents. You're the clones of your older siblings. You're the clones of others who were existing when you were born and who are gone. This idea of copies and clones helps you to say, oh, I don't need that. My clone is dealing with that. And my clone does not have the insight that I have. But I can share it, but I don't know how far they'll go. But I need not worry. My clone is dealing with that. My old, a past version of myself, an old clone of myself is dealing with that. We need to be the love and the light. We need to transmute all this density. So the separatitis, we may have talked a bit about before, for examples in divided America, pro-gun rights and pro-gun control, clashing, and of course the divisiveness of America, we are seeing the separatitis. And the clones, again, they have to go through their own journey their own way. But you cannot have resentment. Do not carry this resentment. Find the love in the clones. Find the humor. Humor is great too. And find the words as well. What would I say to this person? What would I say to myself? Find the words that carry compassion and love and forgiveness. Don't find the words that are going to carry on emotional reactions and dense circumstances. These people, they want to die, right? If you're in separatitis, you have the disease of death of oneness. And that's fine. It's like the own story. But here we are together working towards the next dimension and how we're going to transmute and carry this. And it's by doing this every day with oneself, with one's thoughts, with one's families and friends. So you leave them with the insight. Here is the insight to cure your separatitis. I bid you adieu. You know where to find me if you need more questions about that. And you got to move on, and you got to be living in your light and your love and your passion and enjoying the earth and enjoying the moment, because you get to live. You get to be here. Go explore. These are your days off as well as we've accomplished a lot, team, in Matrix work. So it's finding this balance, but as well, like, you're going to be confronted with resentment, and you'll have to know how to transmute it. And it's gonna be so incredibly freeing to let go and let go and let go. So keep accepting your dreams, keep going for your dreams, my loved ones. We are flying here with the Phoenix. So have your symbolic deaths if you need them. This is the rising of the Phoenix analogy. If you need to do something as simple like I did, have a nice bath, you have almost a symbolic death in that, and you revive with your new dream self. I had such a great revival. I was so relaxed, paralyzed, and then I was in dream of and focus of where I want to be, who I want to be, and how I want to heal. And I was inflated into the role. So inflate yourself into these roles of loving, compassionate people, and we can help to transmute and bridge into 5D, which is our main thing here. So I'm very, very, very thankful to be able to share this story with you and share how I've been transmuting all those old energies, and then seeing so much love and co-creation, because there's so much magic at every moment. So you can't let that negativity get in the way, because you're gonna be sheltered from the beauty and the magic of the co-creation of the moment, because you're gonna be too busy thinking about the rational thinking and the reasoning towards your resentment and the attachment to feeling so right and wanting to control that, ironically, transmutation. That's your frustration, is you want to transmute it so badly that you can't. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been great chatting with you and getting to explain this story that I had such an amazing time coming to realization with. So I hope you have the same journey. I hope you can find love and compassion and release resentment and transmute that, because that's just another step of releasing density, getting rid of that, and really finding the love with everybody in the moment, and that co-creation. It's really spectacular once you do. You let go of parallel ideas and commit yourself to focusing on your words, being very, very conscious of how you're wishing your words, and you can shape your reality. So release all that resentment, within, without, because you hear your thoughts, you'll start to realize that it might still be knocking at the door. So replace that with gratitude. That was the real start to it all. Once I realized what the magic solution was, it was really gratitude. So find the gratitude, because resentment is the lack of gratitude. And I know that it makes sense to have that you have gratitude, absolutely, for your rational thinking, but just find the gratitude. I know it's hard. I know it's really, really hard in separatitis and with separate lives of others, but the gratitude is small things. Start small, go big, and release the resentment by seeing the copies, by seeing the clones. Thank you for being here today with me and sharing this with me. Gratitude is the antithesis to resentment. So please take this with you every day and in your thoughts. I love you, and carry on. Keep on doing the great work that you're doing. Keep on dreaming. Keep on keeping on. Cheers, everybody.